Welcome back to Henry's Garage. We have an episode that goes all over the place, I think. It's been so long in the making, I don't know what footage I have and what I don't have, and I haven't looked at it, so we'll find out. But we do finish putting the engine back together, I think. The engine's at a bit of a strange angle. I've just tipped it over like that because I wanted to look at the oil pump that goes in there. But I was just showing you I'd put on the alternator. It works out how things go again. So we've got the bar across here and then the adjuster up at the top like that. So that's okay. So over here, I haven't put in the oil pump yet. Alright, so in order to do that I'm going to have to adjust where I've got my engine stand, so I'll have to move this one down to here. But before I do that, I think with all my seals I should have a rebuild, I should have the seals to go in here, so I think I might as well take it apart and have a look inside. So that's what we're going to do. Right, hopefully this is all easy for everyone to see. So we're going to start by taking out these. We're going to start by finding a screwdriver that fits properly. Take two. Right, let's come back to that in a little bit. Right, I've tried a bit of heat on that to loosen it up, and I've even tried my impact wrench on it. I'm just wrecking the threads here. So I'm going to have to get myself a proper, a impact wrench for, that I can hit with a hammer type thing. So we'll have to do that another day. In the meantime, I found the bolt. Where is it there? I found the bolt that I'm missing for the timing chain, which goes through here, there. So I'm going to take this back off. I'm going to stick that on, and then I might do things like the exhaust and stuff like that. I haven't quite decided. Ooh, okay, so this bolt is now in. It was actually the bolt from down here, and I put the other one in there. This is all torqued down now, and then this took me quite a while to get back on, but this belt will be changed for something more modern. I did go to look for my exhaust manifold, but I think my exhaust manifold is actually, the one I took off here, I think it was 4 exhaust pipes straight up. I think it was a sports exhaust on here, so I don't have one. So I'm not going to do that. So I went and dug out the carbs that I previously rebuilt. And they are a bit apart, so you can see that bit there. And over here, I have the rest of it in there. So I think I need to put this on next, probably. But before I do that, I'm just going to go away and have a look at the pictures of them, because look, this is, it is fixed on, but this is loose. I just need to work out where everything goes again. So I think I'll leave that for tomorrow now, or the next day, and come back to it then. And hopefully I'll have that thing over there, that fuel pump, no, oil pump sorted by then. Right, it's been a while since I've been out here, and I do need to, apart from to make a mess obviously, as we can see, but what I have managed to do is I did manage to pop out for a little bit and loosen these up. Are we in camera? Yeah, okay. So I got these loose. So if we take those off now, all the way. I think we should be looking at, for this pump, I need to bring out this split pin. Oh, okay, there we go. It's come apart. So we should have a seal here. So we've got a seal there. Nice. And we have a split pin here. I mean, this actually, just taking a quick look, is all looking very nice. Okay, so that's two seals off it, right? The one that goes in here, the one that goes in here. And then I think there must be seals in here as well. So we're going to take this off and have a look at that. I just need to grab my pliers. And we'll leave that to soak for a bit and see if that's going to loosen it up at all. For another day. Right, so I've had a quick look at the Triumph manual, and it says you might have to tap this out, but I'm not sure how you do. So, because I can't get anything in there to tap it out. You know, I don't have anything that would that goes at that angle. I suppose I could try an Allen key or something. That might allow me to put some pressure on it. Let's find an Allen key. Yeah, so the Triumph manual says that it can get stuck because of the O-ring, and that you might need to open up in order to tap it out with a soft from the inside, you know, with a suitable tool. But my O-ring seems to be well and truly stuck, and I really don't see how one is meant to get something in there to tap it out. Right, I'm going to have to think about that a bit more. In the meantime, this is the oil pump itself, and so we have my hexagon thing. So in here there should be a hexagonal shaft that comes in, goes into the engine, and I've misplaced it somewhere. It's in one of my boxes somewhere. I need to dig it out. But this is my oil pump, and if we just have a quick look at it, I mean, it looks in very good condition. This has no scoring on it. Even this is looking, so there's no scoring on there. You can see, I mean, it's looking perfectly good. So we have some discoloration on the inner bit, but other than that, okay, so that fits in like that. Now, I couldn't find anything in the Triumph manual about measurements, but the Haynes manual says across the top with a straight edge, and you're looking for no more than a 400th, and we don't have a 400th, so I'm taking that to be so I take that to be okay. And then it says, let's see, rotator load clearance check. So when that is in there, we're checking this clearance. Gap between the inner and outer rotors should not be more than 10,000. Oh no, 2.4. That is 3. So 3,000. Let's try 4. There we go. So that would be 3.5. 3.5 thou just about does it. Okay. So this is good. All right. So the only thing I need to do here is I need to get that. I need to make sure it's clean before I put it back together. And I need to get this this out so I can clean up the valve, replace the O-ring. Oh, blast it. Well, you can see it's made a bubbly mess. So on the basis that that's draining through, there must be a gap in there. I don't think that's just steaming off. So I'm going to leave that. Yeah, that must be coming through here. So how am I going to get it off? I don't know how I'm going to get it off. I need some sort of vacuum on it. That would do it. Okay, I'm going to have a think. Okay, what I've just done, I put the seal on the inside back in. Alright, I've screwed it down again. And I've switched on my compressor and filled it up. And we're going to try, so the top is there, we're going to try blowing it out like this. I hope this is on the screen. Right, well I was hoping air would be enough, but it looks like it might have to be hydraulic. Let's see, I've got to think about how I'd do that now. You know, I'm being dumb. There's no hole at the bottom of this. So of course that isn't going to work. Oh, dearie me. Oh dear. See, there's no hole there. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Right, well, that clearly isn't going to work. So I need to work out what might. Oh, bum. Right, well, we'll have another go another day. It's probably been about a month since I've been out here, and so I don't know where I got in terms of showing you the oil pump, but I basically have not been able to get it apart. And which bit is it? This bit here I simply can't, other end, this bit here I simply can't get out. I know I could drill a hole in it and pull it out, but I can't then get a replacement part for that. You have to end up buying the whole oil pump. So I got sick of messing around with it, and I went out and got myself, that's the oil pump drive shaft, and a new oil pump. So we're going to install that. But before we do, we're going to go and have a look at the TR7. Right, so the other day, yesterday, day before, I noticed we have a small tear has appeared in here at some point, which I had missed. So it's recent, it's the last couple of weeks, and also one here. So I got a couple of small tears. I thought, uh-oh, that looks dangerous. So I did unzip it to have a look, and look at what I found in there. Just, I mean, covered. So, good news. Here's the good news. It's not leaking. I haven't got holes. Here's the bad news. Bloody hell, there's a lot of water in there. Right, so I'm going to start by clearing that out, trying to get the water out of there, and I got this stuff to fix the holes. So we're going to work through that first. So the fuel pump goes there. I have been looking at trying to find if I should have a gasket for it, and this is a complete sump gasket set, so it should include, I believe, something for the fuel pump if there was one, and there isn't one in there. And when I look at the fuel pump itself, say here, again it's not showing one, it just shows the seal, the oil ring. So I'm going to assume that I don't need one. Hope I don't need one. Okay, so we've got this, and it all spins very nicely, so that's fine. So this is going to have to go in first. I need to make sure. Right, I have to take that out to get it in. I also need to pump this, so let's start by taking this off. We should be able to get away with just taking that one out, I think. Oh my god, Henry, don't lose that up there. So those two press against each other somehow. Let's say the distributor and the so it goes on like that. Okay, so we know how it goes on. We want to prime it up with some oil, so we're going to use, it's a bit dated, but it should be okay. Oh, there we go. Can't remember how I had it in now. That can't be right. There we go, that looks good. Okay. Right, let's check the torque settings and torque that down, and then let's have a look at the distributor and see how we get that in. So I'm having a bit of trouble getting that distributor to go all the way back in. You can see how much it's still up. So I'm going to take the fuel pump, oil pump off again and see where that shaft is. I have no idea why that should work, but it did. So I simply undid this, lined it up on the shaft, and pushed this down a bit, and it all went in. I haven't tried taking this out, which I think I'm going to have to do now to get the carbs on, but well, we'll do that and see what happens, shall we? Well, I took it out and I put it back in, no problem, so whatever it was, that's okay now. So we're going to put the carbs on next, I think, which will mean trying to fit some of these pipes at the same time. Okay, so when I said I was going to do the carbs, what I meant is the inlet manifold. And I have down here a kit of cooling hoses and stuff. Seems like an opportune time to put those on. So we're going to try to work through what goes where and install those. So this is the piece that's come off from in here. So I'm going to assume, given that it's the closest thing in size, that this one goes there. This L-shaped piece, we have a nice clear replacement for it, so that's good. And this long one over here, we've got a nice clear replacement, so again, that's good. So I know where those are going. Then this one, I think, must go like that. It's the closest I've got. So we're going to put that one on there. And then some of these other ones, well, at the moment I mean these I think I must need different pipes for them, and I'm pretty sure I'd order them, but possibly not, so we'll worry about that in a moment. And that would leave me with these three, which based on what I can see here at the moment, I don't know where they go. But that's okay, because we can work that out afterwards. So, we'll start by just replacing those hoses that I can see and I'm a bit more confident with. And once those are on, we will look to get in the manifold on. So this little bit here, which goes in here, is getting a couple of new O-rings. So we'll just take these ones off. Okay, so that goes on there. Right, so I've applied gasket maker to the other side. It goes with this little bit on this side, and I'm hoping the gasket maker is going to hold it in place a bit for me whilst I try to fit this. You'll see we do have an O-ring on here, which is, there we go, let me see, we've got the O-ring on there. So I'm going to apply some gasket maker and then I'm going to try to fit this. I'm not doing it on camera simply because I'm just not in the mood. Okay, so I put everything on. I'm a little bit disappointed that the distributor isn't going down again, so I need to work that out. All of these are torqued down except for this one. This one was just spinning, so and I tried in a couple of holes and it spins in all the holes, so I'm going to assume it's the thread that's wrong and just replace that. As you can see, these are all on, they're all on under here, tightened up. This O-ring for the coolant is really hard to keep in place when you're doing this, but there we go. So it's a bit of a messy job, but this is all together. Now obviously I want to replace this with a nicer one, and this is obviously broken, so I'm going to have to get new, and I'm not sure where this is meant to go. Probably the, I don't know, I'm not going to guess. So I'm going to have to work through all of that still. What else have I got to work through? I don't know, it's coming. The other side, I don't actually have I think this is the one where I don't have an exhaust manifold because it was a sports exhaust coming directly up. So there were 4. It was all coming directly up, so, and bolted directly in. So I don't think we have an exhaust manifold to go on here. So what's next? So I've got to decide if I'm going to put the carbs on now or not, and I need to put this seal in, and then I'm putting it to the side, okay, because I have over here my Stag, which is running beautifully, but I can't change gear, and the garage that was going to do it just hasn't bothered to call back, and they said they were going to, you know, every month I chased them. They said, oh no, we're not allowed to do anything yet. Well, I've seen them working, and so I'm not going to use them. Well, if they call me I might, but I've got 3 local garages, 2 of which one that I use and trust for my new cars. They do not want to touch the old cars. I've asked them about it, they don't want to touch it. So that leaves me with 2 others, both of whom are just dreadful. Okay, one of them I took my old Beamer to, told them that my drive shafts needed replacing, and they went, oh no, you don't need to do that, we'll just run a test on them. oh, everything's fine. They ran their electronics. Nothing's wrong with it. Next day, it left me on the motorway standing. They said, oh, we're so terribly sorry. We'll test again. And they checked again. Said, oh, the sensor needs replacing. So they replaced the sensor. And then when they did it, they said, really, you should replace those drive shafts because of the amount of rust on there. I said, well, that's what I said in the first place. But, they forgot that. So I don't use them anymore. And the other one I know, he's always got capacity. You can always get something in there. He's dirt cheap, and then he finds so much wrong with the car, and he won't let you take it away until it's all fixed, that he becomes the most expensive person in Wales. I think he spends 3 weeks a month on holiday because he charges so much in the interim. So it really leaves me without anyone that I particularly trust around here. The local classic place doesn't have a good reputation, so I'm not going there for it. So I'm very nervous about working on this car for something that size, but I'm going to have to work out how to do it. So I've got to do that. But before I do that, this is a bit of a long monologue. Before I do that, I have out there the MG, and it needs a tune. First of all, you hear it running. It's so it definitely needs tuning up. And when you hit the brakes, it's a bit of a judder to it. So I need to get under that and sort that. So what are we going to do? I will finish this off. I don't know if this is the end of the video or if I'll do that little bit. But we'll do that. Then we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to make some space in here somehow. I'm not quite sure how, because I can't move the stag out. And we're going to get that in so that I can give it a service. And once I've done that, I will move on to the stag. If anyone fancies helping me with the stag, let me know, and I'll arrange to do it whenever you're available to come over and help me. Okay, so that's that. Anything else? No, we're gonna call that good for now, and I'll see if this might be the end of the video. It might not. Right, it's a few days later. I've just decided to take it off the stand. I'm going to take this off and get the cover on. Bit of a problem here, taking it off. This got pulled out by that, so clearly the thread on there isn't good either. So I think I'm going to have to buy a new set of bolts and hope they will all then torque down properly at that point. But for now, I want to get that off, and I want to get this on, and I'm going to call it done for this car and go back to my natter and whinge about the other cars and try to get those sorted first. Right, so that's on. I haven't talked these because I don't know what torque they go to, and I've had a look in the book and I can't find anything that I'm confident about. They're 5/16. No, they're 7/16. So I figure it's 27 Newton meters because that seems to be what most things are of that size, but I'm not sure. So if anyone does know, could you drop me a note and confirm? I mean, I've been through the BL manual and the Haynes manual, and I can't find anything that says, sort of rear oil seal housing or anything like that. And I guess I just need the right name to know what it is. But anyway, so I haven't done that bit. Right, so with that, we're going to stop this episode, and we're going to move away from the TR7 for a while. I've got two cars, which one is not running because it's the transmission. You saw me try to start that ages ago and getting nervous. Well, the garage that I was going to use, they're working on other cars now, and they haven't called me, so they clearly don't want to do the work. So, and I just can't find anyone I trust around here. So the stag I am going to do myself. If anyone fancies helping with that and is around my area, please drop me a note. You don't need to know how to do it. just some car knowledge and maybe discuss it with me as we're doing would be absolutely fabulous help for me, because I am nervous about working on the Stag and taking that out. But before I do that, the MG needs a service. So the firing is awful. It's so the timing's off. It's running well once it warms up. I mean, it's nice to drive and all of that, but hit the brakes and we've got a bit of judder in there, so I need to look at the brakes and service those. And I got a bit of whine somewhere where I'm not sure. Then I've got some lights and things like that which on the inside which aren't working. So I just want to actually tune the engine on that and sort out those brakes. So I'm going to do that before I work on the Stag, and I'm going to do the Stag before I do anything on the TR7. And I'm not around much at the moment anyway with work, so a lot of there might not be episodes for a while again. And before I work on the MG, I'm going to have to tidy up this garage, because I need to get it in here, and the whole half of this garage is currently taken up with crates of engine parts or car parts or whatever. So I'm going to have to try to squeeze it all up against that door, really. Maybe get this bench down and squeeze it all in there so that I can bring the MG in. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode, which I don't know where it goes or what goes on in it, because it's been going on for so long. And do like and subscribe, and I will be back. I'm just not sure when.